Too early for this. Okay, so a lot of you have been asking for more how-tos, more videos like that where I kind of tell you how to do tricks, how to do certain things. This is a how to tail whip. This is one of those tricks that I wanted to get for so long, but always had like the hardest time getting. I also had that trouble with bar spins. But I did certain things over like the amount of time it took for me to learn tail whips. Freaking bug. I did certain things and it was like I slowly figured out how to like what really worked and what really didn't work. This is gonna be kind of like a general tail whip, not like necessarily fly out, not necessarily a hop whip. Unless you're like Stevie Churchill, you're not gonna be hop whipping first go. I made the mistake of spending like 2 months trying to learn whips hop and it did not work whatsoever. I like busted my nuts and like my heels, it was not good. Don't learn them flat unless you're Stevie freaking Churchill. I know I first landed mine up in nice, easy, like, this is like 10, 9, 8, I don't know. There's a roll in, like just a roll in ramp at our skate park. It's just like nice and smooth. I just went up it, threw a whip. I tried that and I got the whip up there finally. And then I took it to fly out, a pretty big quarter, not too steep, but mellow, big quarter. So it was easy to go up, fly out, have the time, do the whip. And then I would like land and I was like, oh my God. Well, now I got a whip out of a smaller quarter. So then I went to a smaller quarter and a smaller quarter. All right, I need a whip. I want to learn flat whips. So in order for me to learn flat whips, I took it to a bank. I went up, out of the bank, and this is like the closest thing you can get to hop without really getting hop. Went out of the bank, I got the whip, I figured out what that needed, and then I slowly went to a pyramid, and then I went to flat. So you just gotta work your way up, and like however you're comfortable doing, you just gotta work your way up to the tail whip and achieve whichever level of tail whipness, Stevie Churchillness you want to achieve. I hope you can see me. I don't know if it's like if I'm dark. I don't know. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do when you're gonna learn the tail whip, the first thing you're gonna wanna do when you're learning a tail whip is get the motion. So just stand around, kind of kick it with your back foot a little bit, lift up off the ground, kick it with your back foot, dip your wrists. The washing machine motion, I don't really know. I don't think washing machines go like that. I think they go like that. But when you're doing a tail whip, you want to go like that. So lift up, kick, do a tail whip. Lift up, kick, do a tail whip. Oh yeah, also if you're left foot forward, you're gonna kick with your back foot and it's gonna spin clockwise. If you're right foot forward, you're gonna spin with your back, it's like 9:30 in the morning. I haven't had breakfast. If you're right foot forward, you're gonna kick with your back left foot counterclockwise. Yeah. So anyway, just kind of get comfortable with this. Get comfortable doing that. You don't need to do it both ways, but it kind of helps you understand the motion a little bit better. Okay, so after you know what the motion is, let me tell you, let me give you a freaking secret on how to tail whip. A lot of people kick way too hard. Sorry for the language. All right, so here are the magic formula recipe. If you're doing a fly out whip, it's gonna be probably 25% kick and 75% arms. If my math is wrong, who cares, you get the point. But if you're doing hop, for me personally, it's about 50% kick, 50% arms. But the more time you have, the less you need to kick. It's all in the arms. It's way more arms than this kick. And most people, they're just like, they kick it really hard. You don't need to kick it that hard. It's just give it a nice little kick to get it started. And once it's like 90, that's all arms. You can't kick once it's like halfway around. It's all arms. Because once it's away from you, you're trying to kick it, it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to use your arms. To practice kicking, maybe like go out of the ramp, fly out, and just kind of kick it out from under you and land on your feet, because that's all the kick is gonna do. So fly out or hop, whatever you wanna do. Fly out, go out, and then kick it to the side. So after you figured out how to get it out from under you, you're gonna wanna figure out how to get it completely around. So once you hop and you get it out from under you, this is when you're gonna start dipping your wrist to keep the movement of the frame. So you're gonna kick it out from under you, so it's gonna be about 90. Can you see what I'm doing? Kick it out from under you and it's gonna be about 90. So once it's about 90, you're gonna wanna dip your wrists and get it around. Now that motion can be kind of weird, and some people like, they don't like, okay, to avoid doing this like dead sailor thing where you kick it out and you stop and you eat the ground, to avoid doing that, just the very first thing I told you, just get this dialed. Understand how to dip your wrist good to snap the frame around. Because if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're just like, you don't dip your wrist, you're gonna you're gonna fall. But if right off the bat, before you do anything, you figure out how you can snap the whip around, like no problem, you're not gonna have that problem. So once you kick it out from under you, that's easy. And once you stand on your feet for 10 minutes and do this motion, that's easy. Then the hardest part for me was catching. So this part's no problem. If you follow the steps, if you follow exactly what I told you, you will get this you'll get this in a day. So this was my hardest part. There's several ways to learn this, which is good. This is good that you can learn this in several ways, but it's also different in every single way than it is actually catching the whip. So to catch the whip, you're gonna wanna, when it's about 270, you're gonna wanna spot your front pedal. You're gonna wanna spot your landing. Stick that foot out there. So by the time it comes around, you've already caught it. You've caught the whip with one foot. So now this other foot's like, ah, I gotta get over the frame. So you've caught, pretend this foot is on this pedal. You've caught it, and now you gotta lift your leg up. And my problem was I would catch it, and I would just catch like this and land, and I could not get this foot back on this pedal. To do that, you just gotta pinch the balls out of it. It's coming around, you spot it, you catch it, you're like this, and you just gotta pinch. You just gotta, with that other foot, just slap it on as hard as you can. Some people do this, I don't really understand how you do that. You come around and you can only catch with your back foot. Usually the people learn them like that, they're a little sketchy. I don't know. I've never met anybody that learned them like that. That just seems really weird to me. If you catch with your front foot, you'll catch it right when you're supposed to, and then you'll be over it. It should just be like this in the air, and then all you gotta do, because you can land one-footed with your front foot. Back foot's a little harder, but if you land with your front foot, all you gotta do is just pinch and put that second one on. So if you can catch it with one foot, you can catch it with the second foot. You gotta make sure, this is the #1 problem I see. People kick it out, no problem. They get it around, no problem. They see their landing, no problem. But as soon as they see their landing, they stick their feet out and they quit the motion. You have to complete the full motion. You can't just kick it out, do the wrist, spot the landing, and then like just, you gotta keep the because a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, all right, it's time to catch. Doesn't come around. You gotta keep with your arms and stick your legs out and pinch the pedals at the same time. If you follow all these tips, spend like, I honestly believe if you spend a week, like spend one day practicing the motion, the next day getting it out from under you, and then like hopping and getting it to land to your side, you can also practice getting it around. I've probably said this, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place. It's really early and I haven't had anything to eat, and I just want to make a video. I don't know. Hop, get it out from under you, flip it, land next to it like this, and then you can practice getting your feet on. I don't know why you would do that when you can just go ahead and try to aim for your feet. I don't know. Ah! I totally forgot how bruised my heel is, and that tail whip just reminded me. Oh God. That was so sketchy. That was sketchy too. Okay, it's early. I caught that, by the way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. Yeah, in my bank account. I got